Hey, okay, so I finished day 3 of the 3-day refresh. And I gotta tell you, look, here's pretty much the regimen that I followed every day for the 3 days. You can take a screenshot later or something. So this was fun. I have done the 3-day refresh before, but this time I had a personal challenge to myself that I wanted to forego coffee for all 3 days. And I knew I could, stick to the eating plan. I was pretty sure I could do that because I've done this before. I've, been doing the 21-day fix type of clean eating lifestyle for a while. But the week prior to the 3-day refresh, I had finished a round of 21 days and had kind of let myself have, usually I'll have like a treat day where when I finished a round, I will have, like that Saturday and maybe even that Sunday, I'll go off book. I won't worry about counting, keeping track mentally of my containers in my mind. Like, have I had enough protein today? Have I had enough vegetables today? Have I kept up with my healthy fats and all that? I'll kind of go off book a little bit. Or I'll just plan on having like, I don't know, like a dessert that's not clean, 100% clean or fix friendly. But I had allowed myself to get even further off track because I knew this 3-day refresh was coming up, and I really, honest to God, I really wanted to test it. So I was eating candy, Reese's peanut butter cups. I had allowed myself to purchase those. I had purchased some M&M pumpkin spice lattes that I had resisted during the 21-day fix round. From trying. I'd seen them and just wanted to try them. It's only something that they come out with and during the fall, so I had wanted to try them in between rounds. So I got some of those, shared them with the kids. Some of them liked them, some of them didn't. So I really, but the other thing is I had noticed that my coffee intake had been increasing as well. I mean, I was still drinking my Shakeology every day, but I wasn't paying attention to my nutrition. And there were days where I was starting to feel sluggish. So I was, hanging on to every cup of coffee. And I noticed that my coffee pot, I was getting back to old habits of, drinking 1 or 2 in the morning and then having another one in the afternoon. And, my workouts were a little tougher to convince myself to start and, really give my all into. So all of that was what motivated me to get started on the refresh. And I'm actually pretty happy with how I did during the week. I mean, I had a couple of tough days. Day 1, I felt great. I was just all like, yeah, I could do this, take on the world. Day 2, I was, feeling like, oh, I got a headache. I mean, I planned really well earlier in the morning, like you can see in my day 2 vid. But then, like, I had a headache later in the afternoon. I was starting to have caffeine withdrawals. Sorry, I gotta get my light back up. There we go. So, and then on day 3, I was like, okay, I'm just ready to finish this thing. I had to change things up a little bit as far as my meals. I decided to, from day 1 and 2, I wasn't really messing too much with seasonings and spices that are allowed during the refresh. But on day 3, I needed something not sweet. The Vanilla Fresh, the Shakeology, those are sweet things, and it's 3 times a day. Those are my protein and sources. And then in between that was, mainly fruits in the morning, vegetables in the evening with some healthy fats in there. And so I just felt like I needed something different on my tongue. So I did the whole chili powder and lime thing on my vegetables. It was excellent. Such a great idea. That evening I did the stir fry vegetables from the recipes that are in here, the suggestions. And that one was really good. I actually couldn't finish. I was I was really full and I just felt good, you know? So, with my, you know, had a green tea in the evening. So I finished strong, you guys. And I, took my weight and my measurements, to this morning, first thing in the morning before I got in the shower. And, I started out, I'll just say I've lost the 3.5 pounds of weight that I had put on from eating sweets every day. And that an eye-opener. That just by eliminating sweets, man, you can easily in a week knock out 3 to 5 pounds in my experience. And then I'm feeling lighter and just stronger. You know, and I only did PIO like twice in the whole week, y'all, but I've got more, look, definition happening despite only doing a couple of core workouts, you know. And I actually did not work out on day 2 at all. I just went to work, which I was on my feet most of the day anyway. And then inch-wise, I lost 1/2 inch here on my waist. I lost 1/2 inch here around my middle. And then I lost 1/2 inch from around my hips from here to here. And it's kind of like dark in here. You can't really tell. But listen, I'm going to share my before and after again as part of this video. But guys, I'm not going to lie. It's a tough thing. Especially if you've never, but it is an exercise in willpower. It is an exercise in self-discipline, prayer, and confessions, and just staying in touch with God in my prayer time certainly helped, and just reminding myself that, you know, He's already given me the power, and I could do this. And so I encourage you to try it. Starting the 3-day refresh, day 0, I was 142 pounds. After, I lost 3.5 pounds body weight and 1/2 inch around my waist, midsection, and my hips. Ready to start day 1 for the 21-day fix extreme. And I'm stronger for it. All right, guys, so those are my 3-day refresh results. And I hope that this encourages someone to give it a try. Not just by what you've seen, but by what you've heard from me about how this has made me feel, the change that it has come into my daily routine because of it. I've been able to break away from some bad habits. I've demolished the sweet cravings, that, you know, constant vicious cycle of wanting just sweets and rich foods all the time. And so my body is now craving again the kind of foods that help it feel better, get better fueled, and I get better results. And I don't have to, you know, fitness does not have to be torture. Most of the work is done in the kitchen, and the 3-day refresh helps to kickstart us. In fact, we have we have a challenge pack option to be able to bundle it. We call it a kickstart challenge pack because the 3-day refresh is included, bundled in with your fitness program and your Shakeology, so that you literally get a kickstart into your results that you will be working so hard for, and really just change the quality of how you feel and uplift you so that you know right off the gate that you can do this. All things really are possible. Believe in yourself. You can do this. Visit angelbalance.com. I'm going to share some more of my meals and experiences there with the refresh. And as I continue on to day 1, 21-day fix extreme. Bye, guys.